Boxing is currently undergoing a massive change. The old guard of Usyk, Fury, AJ, and Wilder are all on their last hurrahs, whilst newbies like Caballel, Dubois, and Itoma are currently hungry for a chance at glory. Most of us can see what is happening, a passing of the torch between the old gen to the new, and in this video, I'd like to go over what potential fights I would like to see to seal this chapter of heavyweight boxing. After Usyk defeated Tyson Fury in their first bout, he became undisputed heavyweight champion, not seen since 2000 with Lennox Lewis. This marked the beginning of the end of the post-Klitschko/Usyk era. Usyk then decided to drop a belt and see if either Dubois or AJ would win the IBF belt to reclaim a rematch against him. This led to Usyk's second undisputed championship, and questions arose surrounding what his future would be. In the late 2010s, questions about who is the best heavyweight in the world between AJ, Fury, and Wilder were at a fever point. With the little cruiserweight in Usyk coming along and snatching everything in 2024, we were left with the realization that those four are now in their twilight years. Wilder and Fury have fought, and Usyk has beaten both Fury and AJ. With all these guys nearly 40 years old, we have to ask the question, what is left for all of them, and how long do they have left in the game? You would think now would be the perfect time to have Fury vs AJ or an AJ vs Wilder to wrap up on the loose ends of this four-way competition. But here's where things get interesting. Even though Wilder vs AJ makes sense as a warm-up fight for Fury vs AJ, both AJ and Wilder seem to want to take a different fight. AJ has his warm-up fight already set, and Wilder is calling on randoms within the heavyweight division, and rumors are circulating now that a rematch with Chisora is in the works. Now let's pivot and look into the newcomers of the division. We have Dubois, who is not a new face, but a relatively young fighter compared to the likes of Fury and AJ. He already became the IBF champ and attempted to beat Usyk for the undisputed in their second fight together. After losing, he now regained his championship status by getting the WBO belt. There's also Itoma, who is super young in the game but showing incredible promise by beating the likes of Dillian Whyte. Now this leads to a problem with the heavyweight division. With Dubois, we know that another Usyk fight would probably lead to his third loss against the Ukrainian, and many also believe that Itoma is too young to challenge the undisputed champion. You can clearly see it with the two when watching Dubois vs Usyk 2, where Dubois was laid out flat on the canvas, and to be honest, we do not want to see a trilogy at this point. Itoma bested a way out of his prime Dillian Whyte, and though a good win, it's still not a good enough indicator on where he should be. This is what the video is about, how the heavyweight division is in a transitionary period. The young, hungry lions of the division seem to not have enough experience to hang with the veterans, yet the veterans do not seem close to retirement. You would think Wilder, with his win over Chisora, would want to set his sights on the decade-long battle with AJ, but instead, he says he would like just to randomly select heavyweight opponents, and now there's a rumor that he is going to rematch Chisora. I feel like they're dropping the ball with this. AJ has one comeback fight, and it seems like AJ vs Fury will happen at the end of the year. AJ still has plans to stay in the division, so I think he will end up like Dillian Whyte, where he will be fed to a young lion, like Itoma, and pass on the torch. Fury, if he does beat AJ, would definitely want to rematch against Usyk, and then retire based on the way he's been talking. So all that being said, I think we've got to all enjoy the last few fights that these four have. I predict AJ and Wilder will fight as long as they physically can, whilst Fury and Usyk will retire within 5 fights. It's sad to say, but the post-Klitschko era, or the Usyk era as I like to call it, is closing, and we now need to look on to the future with Dubois, Caballel, and Itoma. Personally, I think the plan is to have Dubois defend the WBO belt until either Usyk retires or the belts disperse. Itoma should just continue to run through the division and get more experience and eventually challenge for a world title. Caballel, he's already ready to challenge Usyk, and I think he should have his fair shot at the undisputed champion. So what do you guys think? Are these fights the fights that you want to see? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.